told you that she suspected her husband was cheating.
That is correct.
When did she call and tell you this?
The text messages that I have were February 3rd.
Of what year?
This year, Your Honor.
Anyway, she said she suspected her husband of cheating, and she asked you if you would come over with your car to take her to track him down, because her husband and this other woman, she thought, were driving in the family car, hers and her husband's, so she didn't have a car. Is that right?
That's correct.
So you dropped everything and you went over to her house. How long did it take you to get there?
Probably about 15 minutes, not that long. We live about 10 minutes, 15 minutes across the bridge from each other.
And when you got to her house, was she outside? Was she inside?
She was outside waiting for my niece, that's right here today, to come back home.
Her daughter?
Yes, she was outside. We couldn't go anywhere.
How old are you?
16.
Anyway, she hopped in your car, and at that point, she was in the passenger seat.
Yes.
So you picked her up and started driving to where she thought you might find her husband, the girlfriend, and her car.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did she find them?
Not right away. She gives this address on her phone. She said, we're gonna go here. This is where the car should be parked up at. We get to this address, we're looking around probably about 15 to 25 minutes or so.
You're driving around?
No, we parked the car.
Oh, you parked the car? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you were walking around?
Yes.
Just the two of you?
No, she had a friend. I don't know the friend.
She had a friend with you?
The friend met us there.
Had you called your friend?
Yes, I did.
And told her where to meet you?
Yes.
The friend was female?
Yes.
So now the three females are walking around this neighborhood. What time was this?
At this point, probably 12:25, I want to say, in the morning.
So now you're walking around a dark neighborhood, the three of you, looking for a car that your sister thought was occupied by her husband and this woman.
Yes.
So tell me what happened.
We are looking for the car. We're walking around. We don't see the car. She's frantic, agitated because of this situation.
Do you remember what she was saying to you?
She's saying she couldn't believe he was doing this to her. That the time they spent together, him lying, saying that he was working overtime, and that wasn't the case. He was having an affair with this woman that he worked with at his job. We went to basically what she told me was to just go retrieve the car. I asked her, you sure you just don't want to go about this the right way? Like court proceedings, divorce, however you may go about it. I don't, me and her is exchange. We only really recently started talking again because our mother passed away.
Well, did she tell you what she intended to do if she found them?
She wanted to take her car back. She had the spare key, and I was under the impression that I was just taking her to go get the vehicle. Nothing crazy happens.
Okay. You were under the impression that the car was going to be empty?
Yes, she told me, he dropped the car off at the female's house.
And he was in the house?
That's a lie.
Yeah.
Shh. You'll have a chance. So you thought that the car was parked?
On the block, yes.
Okay, and?
So once we get there, we're looking around, no car is visible. She's now calling her stepdaughter, which is her husband's oldest child, to figure out where he's at because she hasn't talked to her husband. The stepdaughter's telling her, I don't want to tell you because I don't want to get in trouble with my father. She's trying to, just tell me the right address because we're under the impression, if you're saying that the car was here because this is where the female lives and we don't walk around, we can't find the car.
Okay.
Do you have the wrong address?
So?
We leave outside of the building, continue to walk around.
What building?
Of wherever that female lives.
Did you go into that building?
Yes, we went into the building.
So what did you do when you walked into the building?
I guess she was trying to see if she can hear her husband's phone calling him to verify if he was on location.
How big a building?
Probably about 5 floors, 5, 6 floors.
Did you go up the elevator?
She took the elevator up.
Did you go with her?
Me, her, and her friend was with her. That is correct.
So you were all together?
Yes.
You were all together trying to listen for a phone going off. Did you go all 5 floors?
No. She went to one specific floor.
Okay. But at this point, you know that she's no longer looking for her car because her car isn't on the 5th floor, right?
No, yeah,
or
at this
the 4th
point.
floor or the 3rd floor.
Yes.
So you know she's looking to confront her husband.
Yes, at this point.
Okay. So let's get finished with this farce that we're going to just pick up the car. Mm-hmm. She's looking to confront her husband and the woman.
That's correct.
And you don't hear a phone, so you exit the building.
We leave out the building.
Let's go.
Now I'm standing at the corner. I'm smoking a cigarette because we done stand here all this time. I'm asking her, what are you gonna do next? She's in her phone, looking at her phone. I didn't know exactly what she was looking at. Come to find out, she knew where her car was all along because in the type of car she has, there's a tracking device for that vehicle, a BMW. You can track it on the phone. I did not know that. So the car ended up magically coming down the block. It's, I'm guessing, the husband and the females in the car. So now at this point, I'm looking, the only BMW. I'm like, hey, is this the car? She's more further down the block than me. I'm standing at the corner, so she's like a little more down the block. She turns around. Of course, she knows her license plate. She's like, yeah, that's my car. As she's like walking more out the street, the car tries to hit her. Like, it swerves to hit her, and then you see it swerve back in place.
If you were standing at the...
Just...
Gosh, I really feel bad for this lady. I mean, you're doing too much. I think that you should have listened to your sister. You should have just gone through the whole process of like, look, I know you're doing something behind the scenes. Let's go through the court process and stuff. And, you know, to me, if you're knowing exactly what neighborhood, where the car is, who's in the car, and all that stuff, then you have enough evidence to show that there's some shady stuff going on. But for some reason, this lady here decides to go on some sort of superhero adventure where she's going after him, following him in the car like she wants to have some sort of Jerry Springer situation right there in the middle of the street. But for whatever reason, this is going to lead to something pretty, chaotic and quite frankly, probably not what you expected. And I don't know what her defense is going to be, but I feel like she's not going to have a very good one because someone's going to lie here, and I think it's going to be her. Because when you find out that your partner is cheating on you, sometimes you do things that maybe you wouldn't do with a sound mind. But what do you guys think?
Go ahead.
You see that the car was trying to hit her, so now it swerves back in place, and she now is trying to run after the car. So at this point, we're running to the car. She jumps in my seat. I'm in the passenger. We're chasing this car now about 3-4 blocks on. The car, I don't know if it was intentionally because, she was agitated. She was angry at the situation that was going on. So she crashes into the back of her vehicle in my car.
And that's why you're here, because there was damage to your car as a result of this ridiculousness. That's your lawsuit.
Yes.
By the way, just so that I finish it up, once you crashed the car, did the other car stop with her husband and the girlfriend?
That's how it exactly happened. She got out the car after a while trying to break her way because my car is total now.
What do you mean she broke?
Basically, she had to, kick my door open to get out the car because of the crash. The airbag exploded, so she couldn't get out the vehicle, just by opening the door and getting out. The car is total. Airbag exploded, roof is up.
Okay, so she got out.
She got out. She went directly towards the passenger side, and she pulls out her husband.
Her husband was in the passenger side of her car.
Yep.
And the girlfriend
was in the
driving.
driver's side. Yes.
Okay. And she went to pull out her husband, and?
So she's arguing with him. They're yelling. I'm trying to tell her to calm down. He's trying to tell her to calm down. It turns into a little scuffle between them. I don't really get into it because it wasn't really a scuffle. It was more of him trying to hold her and I guess explain himself or try to talk through the situation, whatever was going on. At this point in time now, she's arguing with me because I'm trying to tell her there's a whole accident here. We need to leave, you feel me, because the cops are gonna come, it's gonna look bad. She's telling me she wants to stay because she works with the law enforcement. So she wants to put the report in that the car was stolen because of the situation with the girlfriend. I leave with my vehicle. I'm telling her to just come with me, though, because I leave with my vehicle.
You left with a total vehicle?
Just a second. You got to learn to control your temper. That's what started the whole problem.
You're right, Your Honor.
You got into your car that you say was totaled.
Yes.
And?
I drove away.
Okay. Where did you go?
I went home.
Okay, well, home is about 15 minutes away, according to you.
From my sister's address to my address, yes. From the address we were at, you can add an additional 5 to 10 minutes.
So you were 20 or 25 minutes away.
That is correct.
So you drove this totaled car.
Yes.
20 to 25 minutes.
I did, yes, I did.
Oh, that's all I'm asking you. Okay. And you want your sister at this point to take care of the damage to your car.
Yes.
Now, we're going to flip over to the defendant. You received a text message from this woman?
Yeah, Saturday, February 3rd at 10-something in the morning.
February 3rd, you received a text message that said what?
Just a picture of him and her kissing together. I have it on my phone, yeah.
Of course you have it on your phone. Would be my screensaver.
She's not very appealing, miss.
Just to say, just find the picture. Oh, and the idiot who's taking this picture of them kissing, I assume that's your husband.
Unfortunately.
Good. Returned. How long, Miss Scott, have you and this genius been married?
5 years.
So you see this picture on your phone, and tell me what you did.
I go to him and I'm showing him the picture.
Just a second. So he was home when you got the picture.
Yes.
At what time was it?
Like 10 something in the morning.
What day of the week was it to you?
Saturday morning.
So nobody was working.
No.
So Saturday morning, you show him this picture, and he says,
He's like, Lee, can I talk to you? Because, I'm just red. So he's like, can I talk to you? Can we go outside? Because I don't want to argue in front of the kids. So we go outside. So he's confessing, but he's really not saying who the lady is. But he's basically still lying about the whole thing.
how did he explain the picture? What did he say about the picture?
He just said that was his friend.
Friend from where?
He wouldn't ever tell me. I found out now that I got
Okay.
arrested.
Who got arrested?
I got arrested
When?
that night.
What did you get arrested for?
I got arrested because my sister beat up the girl. The police wanted me to tell my sister to come back, and I said no. So they said, you getting arrested because she does have bruises on her. So I got arrested for it.
Okay. Your sister wasn't arrested.
No, because I refused to even say that was my sister, to save her.
Shh, just a second. What happened with that case?
I'm still fighting the case right now.
So you have a criminal case pending against you
Yes.
with regard to this incident.
Yes.
Well, then I'm not going to take any more testimony from you because your lawyer would not like that.
I told my lawyer I was coming on the show.
I don't care. Your lawyer would not like that. And unless you give me your lawyer's number,
I could do that.
and Sarah will call the lawyer. Phone number.
Phone number is 917.
Sarah, you know what to ask her? Tell
No,
her
what
that-
do you want me to-
Tell her that we're here. We're trying this civil case.
Yeah.
But the civil case is going to go into the details of what happened on February 3rd and February 4th of this year. I've told her client that I am not comfortable proceeding taking her testimony because that testimony can be used during the course of a criminal proceeding. She has told me that her lawyer is perfectly comfortable with her speaking to me and have a clear, recorded conversation with her about whether or not she has advised her client that she can testify today truthfully to the events of February 3rd and February 4th. Got it? We're going to take 5. Thank you.
So there's a criminal case attached to this, which we didn't know before, and now things are starting to make sense. Because if you think about it, why did she decide that she wanted to flee the scene? If the car got crashed, she didn't drive, she just happened to be there. If it was me, I would not flee the scene, to be honest with you. But the other lady, the wife, she decided to stay because she didn't necessarily maybe do something wrong. Something tells me that this lady here did do something criminal, and that's why she left. And that's why she was willing to drive her totaled car 20, maybe 30 minutes away to try and hide. Now, I see that there's this kind of like, I'm not gonna snitch type of thing going on here between these two sisters, but I'm telling you right now, guys, it's never worth doing that. Just be honest, tell the truth, because at the end of the day, this is where you're gonna find yourself in criminal situations where you're maybe arrested and, maybe wrongfully arrested, and then someone else is responsible for it, and people need to be responsible for their actions. So I wanna know what you guys think about this. Do you think that potentially this plaintiff did do something wrong, whether that's attacked somebody, commit assault? What do you think it is? Because something's going on here and we're gonna find out.
Sarah?
No answer. I called twice, and the mailbox was a Google mailbox set up, so I didn't feel comfortable leaving.
Okie dokie. Now, Miss Scott, what's the name of the law firm? I don't know. Have you paid them any money?
No, it's a public offender
Public defender where?
in the Bronx County.
Is it public defender? Is it legal aid? Is it
Legal Aid Society.
Legal Aid Society in the Bronx?
I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I believe so, Your Honor. I don't know.
Well, you have to understand that I am not going to allow you to testify any further with regard to what happened on February 3rd and February 4th without first confirming with an attorney that the attorney is dumb enough to say to you, go appear on national television while an assault charge is still pending against you in the Bronx, okay? So I'm not going to ask you any further questions. What I'm going to do is to paraphrase from your sworn statement, which in sum and substance says that the plaintiff was driving the car, not you. While she was driving her own car, she slammed into your car, which had in it your husband and his girlfriend. And then she backed up and rammed into your car again. Now, you have a counterclaim. Let's see what your counterclaim is for $7,500 for damage she caused to your vehicle. She's suing you for $7,500 for damage that she claims you caused to her vehicle. I don't have to see anything. You're going to show me that she confessed?
Oh,
You're going to show me pictures? Let me tell you that this is one of those cases where I'm going to quote somebody many years ago who said, a pox on both your houses. Because there's no question that you were an active participant, madam, so I don't have to consider her. She's done. Her counterclaim is dismissed for all purposes. She went crazy that night. She involved you, she involved another friend, and I don't care if this car, which may or may not be in your name, may or may not be jointly owned, I don't give a rat's behind. That's not the way you deal with a matrimonial case. Deal with a matrimonial case and hiring an investigator or a lawyer and getting out. You don't involve all these people in a midnight search for your husband and his girlfriend, which, by the way, according to you, included trespassing in a 5-story building and going floor to floor, listening for a phone so that
But
you
that's
could
a lie.
Just a second. I told you, say nothing.
We didn't go to every floor, Your Honor. We went to that one floor.
I don't care if you went to 1 floor or you went to 5 floors. You trespassed on private property with intent to commit a something. I don't know what, but ultimately that something resulted in a criminal arrest. So I don't care if your car is in 1,000 pieces on Pluto. Keep your nose out of other people's business.
She called me. I wasn't in her business. I didn't know what was going on with her husband.
Listen.
Until after.
Listen, madam. You knew exactly what you were doing. You told me exactly what you did. You told me that you got into your car, went to her house to pick her up, to go in search of
her car.
That's what you originally told me. There's no question you didn't think that her car was on the 1st floor of a 5-story building in the Bronx. You didn't think a car was there, that they drove up the 5, so you were no longer looking for the car. And you understood exactly what was going on. You even said to me, I try to tell her this is not the way to do it. Didn't you?
When we was there, yes.
Just
I was
a second.
Like, calm down.
Is that what she said? Go back, if you can. I tried to tell her, I tried to discourage her. Don't speak, that's what I have Whitney for. Ridiculousness.
She said, I asked her, are you sure you don't want to go about this, or you want to go about this the right way? Court proceedings,
Yeah, that's
divorce,
exactly
go about it.
Just a second.
We left out the building to calm her down so we can leave.
So then you leave. After you try to calm her down, then according to you, you could have left. Instead, you were standing on the corner smoking a cigarette.
Yes.
Right. Not getting in your car and leaving. You want to be involved in this nonsense. You be involved in this nonsense. You're a grown-up woman. You want to stay here. I'm not getting involved. I don't care what happened to your car.
You're right.
Your fault. Courts don't help people who get involved with this kind of nonsense, which ultimately, I assume, involved somebody, and I don't want to go any further, getting hurt enough so that there was an arrest for assault.
Nobody got hurt.
You're an idiot. Your case is dismissed. Counterclaims dismissed. Goodbye.
This court is adjourned.
To be truthful, I was just helping my sister, trying to do her a favor. It led from one thing to another. It got out of hand, but here we are now, so.
She's lying about everything. She never said nothing. We didn't go in no building to listen to a phone. How dumb does that sound?
I hope she learns from her mistakes and choose the right person next time. And don't just choose them because you think it's gonna work out.
She's like the rowdy one, yes.
It strained it even more than what it already was.
Done. I wish her the best. I love her from a distance.
Well, these two sisters need to somehow find a way to make up for this and hopefully find a better path forward for them. But what was really interesting about this is that I do agree with this wife's take that she could potentially have been making up this whole thing about going to the building and going into the floor and listen to the phone. Although that is a really odd story and it is very strange, you are correct in a sense that why would we do that? That sounds so stupid because most people with their phones don't have their phone on a loud ring. It's actually on silent. And so it doesn't make any sense as to why you would go running around into a building and hope that you can hear the phone. Because even if you heard the phone, what would you do? You would just wait, knock on the door. What do you think they're going to do? Open it? No. And the thing is that you found them in the car out there in public. What's really strange about this whole thing that I still need answers to is to why this lady took a picture of her and the husband getting ready to maybe do some mattress polo later on and then decided to send it to her and then, stir up this whole problem. Who does that? Like, why even bother doing that? It just doesn't make any sense. Can someone please explain that to me? And then the other aspect of it is if you are going to go on a crazy chase and you're going to be hunting someone down, I feel like you just go through the legal sense and just hire a private investigator and then go through that process and hope that you can find the solution that you need. So anyways, y'all, I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that whether or not someone was driving the car or not, because both of them agreed to go on this chase and this hunt, do you think that it is true that it is a dismissed case? Do you think that someone should be held responsible to pay for the damage? Because she's claiming that she's like, I thought we were just going to go find them and do a normal thing, and it turned into this whole thing where she crashed my car. Do you think that? Because in some senses, I feel like there is some accuracy to that statement that maybe perhaps the sister, the wife, should pay for the damages if in fact she was driving the car. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below.